Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Abby if you're new here, and today I'm going to be doing a plant haul of the plants I picked up from Dean's Garden Centre. And before we get into the video, if you hear some snoring, you'll just have to excuse that. This is what I have to work with these days. So I thought I'd take the opportunity to show you the plants that I bought from Dean's Garden Centre. Okay, so some of these, I bought 4 plants to start with. One of them is an ultimate wish list plant. One of them I have a small version of, but I couldn't pass up this one. It's incredible. Another one I've had before, and it is a wish list plant, but it tragically died. And I've been really upset to lose it ever since. So I repurchased that one, and it's a really good size. And then the other one I've had before. I wasn't that hot on it, but there was something about this particular plant that I loved, and the price was really good and I couldn't pass it up. So I'm going to show you all the plants I got now, and if you haven't been to Dean's Garden Centre and you are local to York, I highly recommend it. I've done another, so last week was the tour of the garden centre, and you would have seen they have some incredible plants, like really, really good plants. They actually just had Maranta lemon and lime for like $6.99. They had a massive Cebu blue on the moss pole, like really mature really mature for like 160, and that's the one that I was like really tempted by and got me going to the garden centre again. I did walk away from that just because there was damage on the top of them, and I don't know, I feel like I'll go into that in a minute. I'll go back to that. But yeah, I really highly recommend it. Their prices are really good. And I don't know, I just feel like not a lot of garden centres have rare plants or have a really good selection of house plants, let alone have good prices for them. So normally you would see these kind of like rare plants or more uncommon plants online, and you don't really get to choose, like feel them, have a look at them, confirm whether you love them in person. So yeah, let's just get straight into the video and I'll show you what I've got. And again, apologies for the little T-Rex noises, where this is honestly as good as it's gonna get. So the first plant is this incredible Syngonium mottled. I did a swap with someone for this. I sent some of my Albo and I think it did really well. And he sent me more than what I sent him in quantity back of the mottled. And I honestly, I wasn't like, we agreed a plant swap, and I knew I liked the look of the Syngonium mottled, but when it arrived, I was like, this is amazing. Like I was so blown away by it. So when it died, I was really, really upset. And this plant is obviously a really good size, and it's got 2 growth points in it. No, it's got 3 growth points in it. So there's 3 individual stems there. There were more there, and obviously when you have a selection of the same plant, you make sure you've got like the best in quality, quantity, growth points. Like I did all of that for all of these. So this one, can you take a guess on how much it is? I think this price was good. This price was £25. I think that's really good for the number of leaves that you have. And the growth points, but I thought £25 was really good, because a couple of months ago, maybe a little longer, these used to be like £60, sometimes like more, for much less of a plant. So there's that one, and that is repurchasing a wishlist plant. So the next plant is one that isn't a uncommon plant, it isn't rare, it's one that I've had before. I actually bought this maybe two and a half years ago from the Plant Point. I loved it. It was just, I think it was when I started to really get into more uncommon plants. Like I used to have a ton of pothos, and like, not like this is uncommon, and it's technically a pothos, but I don't know, it was more unusual to me, and I just didn't really appreciate the needs of it. So it didn't get a lot of light. My flat was limited to where things were, because all the windows were on one side, and you couldn't, the way the furniture was, the plants couldn't be right next to the window. They're on the opposite wall actually. But it was this, and it's like this Scindapsus I've checked everything over for pests because I have had bad luck with pests, as you may or may not know, and they've all had a treatment. But I picked this up because the leaf size it's huge, like absolutely gigantic. Like I think that must be the biggest leaf. Like they are huge, and I picked this up because I just thought, like, I don't know, I've not seen one that big before. That's what she said. So yeah, I picked it up for that reason, and obviously I love it. It's really beautiful. I love the silver. I was just amazed by the size of it. That's like literally the reason why. And this was £6. So yeah, that was the second plant I picked up from Dean's. My hair is super wet and it's like sticking to my face and my back of my neck, and it's not that fun. So I'll go into the third plant I got now. Which one do I show you next? Okay, I'm going to show you this one. Yes, I'm going to show you this one. So I have this, and it's like a long single growth point. It's producing smaller leaves. I'm not overly in love with that particular plant. I love the plant, but not that particular one. So when I saw this, I was like, I feel like this was their last time, and because I got so much last time, I think I got 8 or 9 plants, I left this one behind. Not this exact one, but I left this like size of this plant behind. And when I saw it like the other day, I was like, I absolutely need it. So it's this massive Philodendron Brownianum. I love it. It's absolutely huge. I can't tell you how many growth points there are in there. There's tons. It looks beautiful. It actually looks beautiful. The leaves are like of a decent size. Obviously they're bigger there. I like, then they get smaller. I like the idea of like trailing it like down and having it climbing. So I'm not sure which one I want to do just yet. Along with these plants, I bought 2 moss poles. I bought a smaller one and then a large one. They were like really cheap. But I really like this. It's taken loads of cuttings. Like it's had loads and loads of cuttings taken. Can you see all those snips? Like loads. And I know this particular garden centre, I don't get so paranoid with everything. I remember the last time I did a Dean's Garden Centre haul, I literally found something. But I check it every day and I always like, I don't know. But yeah, this particular garden centre had problems with people just going to their garden centre and taking like their own cuttings of plants, which I personally think is incredibly wrong. Like that, in my eyes, is stealing. So I don't know whether someone's done that to this or whether the nursery did it, because I know nurseries do that, or whether they've taken cuttings. I didn't see any small ones of it, but there's been like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's probably over 10 like little snips, but maybe that's the reason why it's just so big and beautiful. Yeah, and there's more here. It looks like, I don't know. So yeah, I absolutely adore this. I have a bit of a pothos shelf going on at the back. I feel like, obviously this is a philodendron, but I feel like it would suit being back there. Guess the price of this. What would you pay for this? Leave your answer in the comments if you want, and I'll tell you now if it was good. So the price of this was, and tell me if you think this is good. I think this is really good. £35. I think that's really good. For that 2-leaf cutting that I bought from eBay maybe 4 months ago, recently, in my opinion, think I paid £20 and I thought that was a really good deal. So for me, really good price. Okay, I've got to really hurry up now because we're getting to the end of the opportunity I have to be 2 hands. So this is the next plant. This is an ultimate wish list plant. I absolutely adore it. I don't know how to pronounce this. It's a Hoya, blah blah blah. That's the name. It's probably backwards. I can't ever figure this out. Did I hide the... hopefully you didn't see the price, because again, I want you to guess and just think to yourself how much you think this would cost. You can see it now. $16.99. I thought that was really good. Aren't these like really rare Hoya? It's another really amazing wish list plant. The only thing that I'm unsure about, and I don't know if anyone has this plant, let me know if I'm correct in my thoughts. Hoya leaves are really papery when they need water, and they're like literally crying for water. This is like really saturated this. All my other Hoya leaves go soft when they do need a water, and this is like super papery and thin. Like there's no restriction to them. Can you see how soft they are? So I don't know if I've picked up a plant that's potentially not happy, but visually I couldn't see anything. But I don't know. I suppose that was a massive risk, me picking this up, when I would have thought there's a bit of resistance to that, but all of these are like super soft, and they're not like new growth points. But anyway, this is an ultimate wish list plant. I've wanted this for so long. They were so expensive, which is why I never bought one. It's got 1, 2, 3, 4 growth points, which I think is really good. And yeah, I absolutely love them. So that's it. That's the 4 plants I bought from Dean's Garden Centre. Really happy with them. Dean's isn't too far from me, but if I went more often, I would have a problem. I would definitely be buying more. So yeah, I try not to go too much. When I go, it's usually when they kind of announce that they've had a restock and I see a plant that I actually want, rather than just passing by and thinking, you know, just getting carried away. Like I usually go for a purpose. However, the purpose this time round was the lemon lime maranta. I was quite keen on that just because of the price was good and I thought they were pretty. Wasn't like obsessed with the plant, but I wanted to see it in person, and with the price I thought, like, if it goes wrong, if it dies, then it's not the end of the world. And I actually went thinking about purchasing the Cebu Blue. What I was saying at the beginning of this video is I've noticed when one garden centre or plant retailer have a new plant in, like they have a particular new plant to the UK, something we don't often get, they all get them and the prices are all very similar, and then the prices kind of like become more affordable. So with the Cebu Blue, I showed my friend Lily the price and we were both like, it's amazing. I'll insert a picture of it, like really mature. And then she came across a smaller version for £40. So that made me, I'm glad I saw that before I went, because then I knew there was more options, like for different sizes and something a bit like, I didn't want to spend that kind of money. And sometimes I get kind of carried away with the thought of, oh, that's a really good deal, because it might be, but it's like still £165. The most I have spent is for the thing I bought from Dean's last time. It was the Philodendron Mamai, and I think that was like £110, but it had thrips, so they fully refunded me. And it's still causing me problems. Like it still cost me a lot of my plants because things spread and stuff, as you know, and I had spider mites and mealybugs from that same one. But I've been over this before. It's not their fault. Like you can't control that. It's inevitable with plants. So yeah, I've done checks. I've got the Brantiana up to the light and I can see loads of holes in the leaf, but philodendrons tend to have those little holes anyway, and I forget what they're called. But yeah, I'm really happy with what I got here. As I said, I got 2 moss poles as well, which I think I'm going to put my verrucosum on, and then use that trellis for something else. But yeah, let me know what you think. If you've been to Dean's recently, what did you get? Because I know that I went the day before they had a restock, so I went when they had the least amount of stock, I believe. But if you've seen the tour, you'll see that they had loads of amazing stuff still. Like, I would have thought that was at a restock day because it was like full of really good plants. But yeah, as I keep saying, I'm really happy with them. I'm just quarantining them for a while, longer than normal, just because of experience. But yeah, fingers crossed nothing comes of it. But I hope you enjoyed this video. Give it a like if you did, and don't forget to subscribe. And I will see you on my next one. Bye.